If I drop you right here without context, you might think you were traveling, not in New York City. In just a few blocks, you'll hear over 150 languages, eat food from 5 continents, and experience cultures from all over the world. In a single walk, Jackson Heights delivers more global culture than most cities do in a lifetime. But then, suddenly, it changes. The noise fades, the streets slow down. This is Jackson Heights, a neighborhood intentionally designed nearly a century ago that somehow became one of the most global places on earth. One of the most common questions people ask is Jackson Heights a good place to live? The short answer is yes, especially if you value walkability, transit access, character, and everyday culture. Jackson Heights didn't grow randomly. In the 1920s, it was developed as one of the country's first planned garden apartment communities. These low-rise buildings weren't designed for height. They were designed for quality of life. Light, air, shared green space. The architecture came first. The global culture came later and filled it perfectly. Another common question is, what kind of housing exists in Jackson Heights? This neighborhood is known for low-rise, pre-war co-op buildings, many with shared courtyards, which is a big reason residents tend to stay here long-term. Jackson Heights truly comes alive in its South Asian corridor. Along 74th Street and the surrounding blocks, Indian and Bangladeshi culture isn't something you visit. It's part of everyday life here. Grocery stores filled with lentils, rice, spices, and produce you don't find everywhere else. Fabric and sari shops layered with color, texture, and detail. Gold jewelry storefronts that reflect decades of family-run businesses. This isn't a single destination or a trend. It's an ecosystem built over time and sustained daily. People come here week after week, not just to eat, but to shop, to gather, and to stay connected to traditions that traveled with them and took root in Jackson Heights. That sense of continuity is part of what gives the neighborhood its depth. Adding another layer to Jackson Heights' global character is its Tibetan and Nepali community. Small kitchens and bakeries serving momos, noodle soups, and Himalayan comfort food are quietly woven into the neighborhood. These places aren't about novelty or trends. They're part of everyday routines. Familiar, steady, deeply rooted. It's one more example of how cultures here don't just pass through. They settle, contribute, and become part of the fabric of Jackson Heights. Latin America in Jackson Heights isn't confined to one street. It's woven throughout the neighborhood. Empanadas, tacos, Uruguayan and Argentinian paellas, and even specialty Colombian burgers are all part of everyday life here. These are family-run kitchens and long-time establishments where food reflects regional tradition, not trends. It's another example of how cultures here don't fade, they settle in. Connectivity is one of the reasons Jackson Heights works so well. It's built around transit, not cars. And then Jackson Heights shifts again. Tucked away from the noise are places like Bistro Eloise, where the pace slows down and meals are meant to be enjoyed. And Cannelle Patisserie, quietly one of the best French bakeries in Queens. Jackson Heights isn't just global because it's loud, it's global because it's layered. Another question people ask is whether Jackson Heights works without a car, and the answer is yes. This is one of the most connected transit hubs in Queens. You have access to the 7 E, F, M, and R trains, which make commuting into Manhattan straightforward, The Q70 Select bus goes directly to LaGuardia Airport, and the E train connects to JFK Airport via Jamaica. Multiple bus lines run throughout the neighborhood, making daily life easy without relying on a car. If you're commuting or traveling often, Jackson Heights is one of the most convenient neighborhoods in Queens. And this is where it all comes together, Diversity Plaza. Located at 37th Road between 73rd and 74th Street, Diversity Plaza offers additional open space to pedestrians and serves as a central gathering point for the neighborhood. What really sets Jackson Heights apart from other neighborhoods is how well everyday life works here, from housing and transit to food, culture, and community. That's why Jackson Heights remains one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Queens, with housing that supports long-term living rather than constant turnover. You don't need a passport to see the world, you just need a metro card and a walk through Jackson Heights. I'm Claudia Louis. I'm a Queens and Long Island real estate agent, and I create neighborhood videos like this to help people understand what it's really like to live in these communities, beyond just listings and neighborhoods. Thinking about a move or even considering selling in the future and want clarity? Reach out. You can contact me directly at 347-612-2964, and you can also find my information below.